Hello everyone, this is Harman Smith, and this is my reaction to Angry Joe's reaction towards The Last of Us Part 2 remake, Last of Us Part 2 situation. The story, the way Naughty Dog's been handling this information, and the way fans have been handling this. Now, I haven't watched this video, but I have been covering the Last of Us situation extensively, and I will be attempting at some point to compile a complete composite of everything we know about this game at this point in time. But as it stands right now, the only thing what I'm focusing on right now is we need to just watch and enjoy the dumpster fire that is The Last of Us Part 2, because so many people are up in arms. Like, I have not, outside some of the most bootlicking, Sony dick writing fanboys on the internet, have not seen a lot of praise towards this leak. It really does feel like pretty much everyone, hardcore fans, detractors, and everyone in between, hates what Naughty Dog has done with The Last of Us Part 2, and I am very interested in seeing what Joe has to say about this. I made my thoughts clear in that live stream I did going over the base information, but let's see if Angry Joe has any new information for us, because I actually have not had the time to do any proper research yet. But let's see what Angry Joe has to say for himself regarding the situation.
So originally I wasn't going to upload this video because, Sony and The Last of Us, if you don't know, has recently had their upcoming game plot details leaked by a disgruntled employee, supposedly. Now Sony is coming back and saying, no, it wasn't a disgruntled employee, it was somebody from the outside. We know who it is.
Yeah. They've been trying to damage control this a lot. I wouldn't believe them. Like, they really don't want Naughty Dog's the way they treat their employees to go public or to get negative attention. They really want to protect their image of Naughty Dog as this gold standard, best in the industry game developer. They're not. They never were. Maybe I should adjust my camera here. They're not. They never were. But Sony is desperate to protect their image. So right now they're trying to do everything in their power to sort of dispel a lot of the speculation regarding this, making people question certain things and making it about things that it isn't. In this case, trying to make it out that, like, oh, it's not Naughty Dog didn't do this. Naughty Dog didn't do nothing wrong. I wouldn't believe that. Don't believe their lies. They lie about this sort of thing all the time, but this is a particularly blatant case if you've been following the situation. Let me say this right now. I actually did see The Last of Us Part 2 coming, so please subscribe to this channel if you want more foresight from me on situations like this.
And we're taking legal action against them, and it's a part of an ongoing investigation, yada yada. Now, here's my thing on it, and why initially when I covered it on the Angry Joe Show News, I said, you know what, I do not support the leaker. Anytime, if he is disgruntled, if he actually did not get paid, he needs to go through the court system in order to get his payment, instead of, putting the leaks out there on the internet and potentially ruining it for others that don't want to know, the people that do not like spoilers whatsoever. Naughty Dog also was a little sad that it got posted. Some developers have worked.
A little sad has been an understatement.
They didn't want it leaked before the game is out. Now, however, okay, and so then that's why when I recorded my angry rant, because people told us about it, and and then, well, obviously Alex talked about it, and then obviously somebody spoiled us on it immediately. It's the internet, and because I'm on social media, it just happened. So we went and we recorded our reaction to it. It's like, look, we got fucked. Maybe we can give some catharticisms to some cathartic, release to those who were spoiled, and we could discuss the leaks together. But recently, I saw that Sony is coming in and they are striking channels for simply discussing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yep. They are actively going against. They are actively coming out and striking down channels that are talking about these leaks extensively, like not even like showing footage. A lot of people are just talking about the plot details and getting their videos unfairly, unreasonably taken down. Sony is actively doing everything in their power to try and damage control this situation, similar to how they went out of their way to try to damage control the failures of things like No Man's Sky, Final Fantasy VII-R, and Horizon Zero Dawn, and Days Gone as well. There are countless examples of them doing this, of like manipulating game journalists, of doing all this shady, underhanded stuff. But this is just another example of that. Like, if your video has been strucken down by Sony, who owns Naughty Dog, so it's the same corporation. If your video has been taken down by Sony, you should know that this is a tactic they've been employing for. These are the kind of tactics they've always employed in the gaming industry. They've always been like this. They are simply now affecting you. It's
okay. If you're uploading the game code, then I do not support that. Obviously, you're going to be taken to court because this is a game that's not been uploaded. If you're showing, footage, if you're showing images, I can understand how Sony's probably going to come after those channels. But if Sony is going after channels that are simply talking about the leaks and discussing the leaks and people giving their own opinions on the leaks, that's inappropriate, that's wrong. And I welcome Sony to strike my channel, or Naughty Dog to strike my channel after I'm sharing this video, because I am going to discuss the leaks. Now, on my Angry Rant series, I talk about shit that pisses me off. And when I read the leaks, that fucking shit pissed me off.
Yep.
Now, this information is available. Right? It's out there. It's public now.
I wonder if people are still going to pretend Naughty Dog is a good developer.
We're going to cover it. Now, originally I sat on it and said, you know what? I don't know if I should do this. Maybe my viewers don't want to be spoiled and so they don't want to watch the video. But then, on our Q&A, I asked some of our members, like, what do you guys think I should do? And they said, well, put spoilers, tags, people. I want to see your opinion on these. I want to know whether you're going to want to buy the game or not and how this is all going to go down. So I decided to go ahead and put this up, not only to test whether Sony and Naughty Dog and any company working for either of those two companies are abusing the copyright system, which pisses me off to no fucking end, but also to get my angry...
They might have stopped that by now. Knowing that there's nothing they can do to stop the spread of the information. It might have just been a knee-jerk reaction thing to try to quash it before it could gain momentum the way it did. This thing has really blown up. I am baffled by how many people are talking about this and disavowing the game and swearing off Naughty Dog as a developer, which you should have done a long time ago. But
ran out there, whether the game is out or not, some people might want to know what is in the game and how they treat the characters in the game to make a purchasing decision. Now, I'm going to make the angry rant when the game comes out or when the information is available. And
The Last of Us was never good, by the way.
Now, I'm not going to show images. I'm not going to show videos. This is simply us sitting down discussing the leaks. If you don't want to know that, spoiler warning here, we're going to discuss it now. And this isn't an angry rant that I included both Alex and other Joe in, since we originally talked about it on AJS News before we even knew what the leaks contained and got spoiled shortly after we posted that video on social media. They spoiled it for us. So this is for those of you who wanted to know our opinion and who enjoy the angry rants and who are trying to consider whether The Last of Us 2 is a plot or a game that's going to maybe be interesting for them and something they may want to purchase.
I don't think anybody wants to hear this story.
Are we going to be blacklisted? You know what? At this point, I don't fucking care. I barely get review copies anyway. I have to buy review copies, and my reviews, unfortunately, come out a week or two late, which sometimes hurts them. But anyways, so guys, without further ado, let's get to our original rant discussion on The Last of Us.
So is he going to get blacklisted by Sony for doing this?
I read the leaks.
Oh wow! That sums it up really well.
I got spoiled. It took 0.5 seconds. I knew when fucking Alex was like, "Oh, dude, when you report on it, somebody's immediately going to throw it at us." So we gotta maybe not do that in the future. But what was interesting is that in that news story, people were like, "Joe, how could you defend the corporations?" I'm like, dude, that wasn't that. Number one, that was before I knew what the leaks actually were. Number two, you cannot put one illegal thing and then support it with another illegal thing where you're leaking information, proprietary information, which I'm sure this guy was under an NDA.
Yeah, right now we don't know what.
Well, we are. That's right. This could all be bullshit. Actually, it could just be leaked by somebody who got paid fairly.
When you're having a fight,
there's no proof of that at all.
Yeah, when you're having a fight with your girlfriend, you don't burn her whole apartment building down because it's not just her that you punish, right? There's every other developer, every other developer, all the other people. And look, but again,
are they really damage controlling this?
Reporting, I only knew one part of the leak. Someone had spoiled it for me, and then almost immediately after, it was in our chat. Someone spoiled everything, and I was pissed.
Guys,
Obviously,
if you don't want spoilers, don't watch this video because this is too hot to handle. This is too much fucking bullshit to not fucking do an angry rant on. And I brought these two into this angry rant because it was born from the goddamn news story. And now I understand why y'all are a little upset. Like, John, how could you defend?
Just a little bit upset, huh?
The content, you've read the content, and you've actually seen it and proved it with your own eyes. And after I was spoiled, I was like, God damn it! And Joe was like, you want to see the video? I'm like, well, I'm already fucking spoiled. Might as well. Right? And I shouldn't have done that because then I got even more fucking upset. So let's talk about this and if there's anything that can be done and this whole Fallout situation. Here's the breakdown. I don't even want to fucking play it anymore.
And that's a big thing too.
Wow, it's that bad. Angry Joe, unfairly gave this game the original a 10 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's a piece of shit. Like, it probably doesn't deserve half that. Angry Joe, someone who really hyped up The Last of Us 1, the remaster on PS4, really, really hyped up The Last of Us, right? 10 out of 10 game, badass seal of approval, giving all this nonsensical praise to it. He doesn't want to play the game anymore. Like, the spoilers of what we've heard for The Last of Us Part 2 are so terrible, they completely turned off their core audience. 30-year-old men who don't have daughters, who don't have children. That's it. They completely botched this. They completely botched what they were doing. They've completely dropped the ball to the point where like everyone is angry at them, and I don't see any real recovery. I don't think the game is going to come out and these people are going to come out and say, "Oh, we were wrong about everything. This game is a masterpiece." No, I think everyone is going to despise this game to some degree because no one plays The Last of Us or PlayStation in general for the gameplay. Like, they all care about the story, they all care about the cinematics, they all care about like being part of like being a cool, mature gamer, right? Who plays the 10 out of 10 games. When you don't have that, you don't have anything. And I think the fact that this game isn't better than the original is really, really going to impact it. Like, especially online, you're going to see a lot of rage, a lot of people like really actively boycotting the game, a lot of negative word of mouth, and I think that's going to destroy it in the long run. I do think I imagine Joe himself will buy and play it so he can do an angry review and talk shit about it and make money off of it because this is his career. He is going to do that, but I don't think his audience will. Like, I think his audience is going to move on and like just actively boycott the product. Like, not that nonsensical fake boycott that Bring Back the National Dex did. Like, an actual concentrated movement to like not support Naughty Dog, not support Sony, stand up against it, negative word of mouth, right? Final Fantasy VII-R, it's kind of interesting. it didn't sell nearly as much as I was expecting. Like Final Fantasy 15 seems, I think, had a much stronger launch. And a lot of people aren't really talking about that, but I do think a big part of that is like Final Fantasy VII R did not live up to fan expectations, and as a result, did not have much momentum. It did not have very long legs, and I think The Last of Us Part 2, it'll sell well at first due to people not knowing any better, but once the word gets out, once people start talking, once people know what's going on with this thing, people are going to drop it like a bag of rocks. Like it is going to drop hard, or maybe not even do that well to begin with. At the very least, we can expect it to do significantly worse than the original. Like 7 years of work of planning for this, a potential franchise killer. Well, it's difficult to call The Last of Us a franchise because it was such a poor video game anyway. But you know what I mean? Like they can't possibly continue the story under these circumstances. They can't keep people invested. Like no matter how many game journalists they pay off, no matter how many game sites they bribe, like no matter how many free copies they give out, like it's not going to make the game more popular. They are entirely reliant on their audience being completely ignorant of what's actually out there, that Nintendo exists, and that what a video game actually is. Because when you get right down to it, like The Last of Us is not a good story, it's not a good movie, it's not a good game, it doesn't have good stealth, it doesn't have good combat. There's nothing about it that really sticks out from the crowd when it comes to stuff like, it's stuff in the same genre, like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid. Like so many other better games are out there that The Last of Us audience simply has never played. And again, it's more due to ignorance than outright like maliciousness. But if you scare those people off, if you really give people reason to not support your product, like what you've done here, they are not going to come back. They are not going to continue supporting you, and that's what we're seeing here with the Angry Joe crew, where all these guys are angry at what the Naughty Dog has tried to do.
People are like, no, I don't even want to get my hands on it. So
I don't want to fucking play
they
it.
might take a hit on that.
I don't want to fucking play it. Obviously, it's my job to review these games, but if I go in and that's what it is, I'm gonna fuck you.
Just stop.
You should have finished it.
This is what happened.
I've heard a lot of people say this, like The Last of Us Part 2 should never have been made. Like The Last of Us Part 1 had a perfect ending, and I don't know. I'm conflicted about this. One, it didn't have a good ending, but two, I see where people are coming from. Like you don't need to milk this property. Like just let it be a standalone thing, and yet Naughty Dog just had to continue it because they really have nothing else. They killed off Uncharted. They killed off all their other franchises. I don't think they'll ever be able to make anything new again. Like what are they going to be able to do next? I have no idea. This might be their final major release. This might actually kill their credibility as a developer.
This is the most stupidest fuck. I didn't believe it. That's part of the reason why
You didn't want to.
No, because it's so stupid. It's like stupid upon stupid upon stupid upon fucking garbage.
It's like a B movie that I would watch.
Fan fiction. It's bad fan fiction.
Fuck it. If it was spoiled for
Bad fan fiction. People are really wow. I've seen some bad fan fiction. I've read what is it even called? Wow. I've read My Immortal. Okay, is it really being compared to that? Is it really that bad?
Again, warning. We're about to spoil everything.
Yes, this is just if you have already been unfortunately spoiled, or if you don't give a shit about spoilers and you want a cathartic discussion on how fucking stupid this shit is, then please spend the next 10 minutes with us, or however long this is going to take. Alex, since you know what...
Yeah, I'd love to hear what this is.
You fucking talk about it. You tell me what the fuck happens.
So this takes place a couple years later after The Last of Us 1. Ellie's a little bit more grown up. She is going out and going after cultists, I think, in Seattle.
Yes.
And so she's going and she's like hunting people down. Joel catches up with her because he hears that she's doing that and just says, look, absolutely not. Like, I can't let you do this alone.
Let me stop you there, because I want y'all to know the comment that I got spoiled on. This fucking asshole. He was like, Joel gets killed by a tranny with a golf club.
Oh.
And I was like, oh,
Wait, what? Oh, no, he actually said that. Wow.
you know, they're just, you know, it's also just this. Yeah, I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that's real. You know? Oh, and then another person said, and you play as that character to go and kill Ellie. I was like, I think
You literally can't believe it. You literally couldn't believe it.
there's no fucking way.
There's no way, man.
Now that I have told you the comments that I got spoiled on, we'll let Alex finish. So Joel hears about this, and he goes to help Ellie. So he was out of this situation, right? And he, you know, he could live, but no, he has love for Ellie, and, you know, comes to try to help.
Yeah, I don't think that anything about Abby, the character, is confirmed. And so a lot of the internet's like, Abby's transgender. I don't think it's confirmed.
Oh.
So I don't know yet. Still doesn't sound good. So, yeah, and then Abby catches up with you. Abby's super pissed off because Joel killed Abby's father at the end of Last of Us 1.
Okay, so this is what is,
it's a revenge plot.
Yep, very generic, very uninspired.
Joel with a golf club. We got video.
With a golf
And
club!
then there's also video
We're
later.
obviously not going to show you anything.
No.
I don't want to get pulled down.
But I have seen it. It is real.
I
Yep.
get pulled down. I don't fucking know. But, you know,
As long
it's...
as we don't have to.
No clips. I mean, we can talk about the spoilers are on.
I never expected this because obviously, I thought there was potential to fuck up the story. And
Yeah, you should have. The first trailer should have clued you in.
You know, it's going to be completely different within context and stuff. Maybe that's true. But with something so ridiculously fucking stupid, I have the choice with my money now to, not buy it and not play through something that I do not want. The fans do not fucking want this.
Yeah, huh?
At least
For sure.
not in this fucking way. And I understand, this goddamn circular message that's like violence begets violence, and it's a violent circle, and it's all for naught. But I don't have to spend $60 on all for naught. You understand? Now I have to, because we're going to review the fucking thing, and it's going to make me even more pissed off, because I don't get review copies from Sony. So I have to spend my own fucking $60 to play this shit. And I gave goddamn The Last of Us a motherfucking legendary rating. Of course, that's the remaster, because it was the best version of the best
Yeah.
out there. We loved
Like
it.
I said, it doesn't deserve the game. No.
Joe, you're Ellie, I'm Joel, and guess what? We both fucking die, and not only do we fucking die, but we get to participate as Abby trying to kill Ellie. I'm like, oh no, when I get control of Abby, I'm just going to stand there.
Oh, by the way, I need to bring this up. Abby is the daughter of a scientist from the first The Last of Us that you have to kill in order to proceed. The narrative is that, she's taking revenge for the death of her father, and that Joel killed. And if you walk away from that guy, he fucking kills you. Like, if you walk away peacefully from that guy, he fucking kills you. Like, so it makes Abby look extremely... Knowing that, it makes her look extremely unsympathetic. So as a result, this entire situation, none of it makes sense.
Yeah, they don't give you a choice. You have to.
Now, do you think that there's a way that maybe, because these leaks are out there, so that's another thing,
They got a couple
right?
months.
They indefinitely delayed the game. They didn't say, it's going to come in a few months. No, they said it's an indefinite delay. That usually means they wanted to delay it for a lot longer, right? Do you think that because these leaks then happened, they're like, oh, fuck, we gotta, June, it's coming June.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pump it out in order to keep people from learning about it and canceling their pre-orders, because this is a Ghostbusters 2016 thing. It alienated a good portion of the audience.
Right? Or was June always the plan, and the indefinite delay was always going to be June? Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, that's fucking speculation. But still, so the day after my birthday, I have to be so fucking pissed because one of the most awesome stories is now fucking ruined.
Play more games.
Yeah.
Play some, like literally better than The Last of Us. I'm not even fucking kidding. Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 2, Metal Gear Solid. I mean, I'm just throwing out games that are similar to The Last of Us. Like I said, there are a lot of games better than The Last of Us. You're not missing a whole lot by not having The Last of Us. And I do think without the hype, without the publicity, no one's going to miss The Last of Us. Like, nobody 20 years from now is going to say, like, oh, The Last of Us, if only it had if only the part 2 was good. Like, no.
We're going to have to drink the whole fucking stream, Joe. Like, this is going to be stupid as fuck. I don't want to play it. I don't want them to ruin it in this way. And it's basically confirmed. You play the first half of the game as Ellie, and the second half as Abby. This is the character that's featured in the GW 2017 trailer.
I'm really curious as to how well that's going to go down. People are not going to like that at all.
Played by Laura Bailey, and it divides a leaked level list, divides the game between Ellie's levels and Abby's levels. I don't want to play as Abby! I don't! I want to play as Ellie! I mean, if you're going to bring all these fucking characters back and you're going to show the fucking evolution of them, then let us play as those characters. I don't want new characters. You fucked up the Expendables by...
Yeah, I don't want new characters. It really just goes to show you just how poorly... how poor The Last of Us is as a story, where you can't even, like, introduce new characters. Like, it's kind of interesting. When I read something like Dr. Stone, right, my favorite... manga of my favorite anime I've seen this year. I'm reading the manga now. That's why I got confused. Dr. Stone, early on, it introduces these core group of characters, these 4 people, Senku, Taiju, Yuzuria, and what's his name? Tsukasa, right? These 4 people who are these extremely compelling characters, and then for plot reasons, the main guy, Senku, goes off on his own and meets new characters. And if the story wasn't good, I wouldn't be interested in these new characters, but I am. And in spite of how much I love the old characters and how much I wanted them to be involved with the plot, in fact, one of my big complaints with Season 1 is that they never quite come back. Even though I love those characters and enjoy them a lot, it didn't stop me from enjoying these compelling new characters and their plot lines and like their setting, and even becoming more invested in them in some ways and what they're going through. I adore Dr. Stone for how well it's been able to, like, in 24 episodes, it's been able to introduce so many characters and do so much with so many of them. When you get right down to it, the only thing Joel and Ellie have, the only thing The Last of Us has, is Joel and Ellie and their relationship. Nothing else. They don't have a relationship outside of each other. They don't have a relationship out with the world. They don't have, like, any real goals or aspirations. You just have this really shallow, trite sort of a Cormac McCarthy, The Road ripoff storyline of Joel having this attachment to this kid. That's it. Like, that's all there is to The Last of Us. It has no real... It's not as compelling as other pieces of fiction. And I do think moments like this... from people like Angry Joe, who gave the original a 10 out of 10, it really just goes to show their mindset when praising the original game. Like, they're not praising it because it's so great. They're praising it because it panders to them. Like the idea of protecting a cute daughter Fu from the evils of the world. It's very appealing to, like, older 30-something men, and I think that was the main demographic for The Last of Us. It was very pandering in that respect, and a lot of people just ate it up. They didn't really think about, like, the story of the world or the characters or anything about that. Like, it was just this base instinct, like, I gotta protect this girl, and it's not there's nothing more to it than that. Like it's not a compelling story in and of itself.
You know, you got the old ass team, right, and the 80s nostalgia, and then you bring in the new ass team. Nobody gets this shit about the new ass team. We care about the old ass team. Why do you think I bought The Last of Us 2? Do you think it was to watch my characters get fucking butchered and you know, treated like shit and fucking murdered by me? I have to do the murdering.
I mean, I think it could have been interesting if they had handled it better. Like, again, I'm a creator myself. I do think in those terms. I think it was possible, like, legitimately, like, make Joel and Ellie evolve into people that you want to see taken down. Like, that's it. Let's have that be about Ellie going down a dark path, you know, and like you wanting to see her go down, or something like that. Like something like Edelgard, right? Where you're kind of sympathetic towards her motivations, but on the other hand, you really, really fucking hate her because she's a complete bitch. You know what I mean? It's certainly possible to do that. Like I said, like Three Houses, Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's a game all about like getting attached to characters and then having to like butcher them, like no matter what you do. That's another example. Fire Emblem Three Houses does what The Last of Us Part 2 tries to do, but better with more characters. I've never really thought about that before. But anyway, like it could have been done, but Naughty Dog did not do it the right way.
No. Now I get it. Oh my god, it's so fucking shocking. Oh, are you all fucking triggered by this that you have to fucking kill Ellie? You know, they want to push the button. They want to fucking push the button. They want to make it so controversial and like, see, war is bad and, you know, humans are inherently evil.
Violence
Violence is amazing. Now that's a true 10 out of 10.
You can't shoot a hole in
Oh my god. So, anyways, the game has you fighting Ellie from the perspective of Abby. Like, who wants to do that? And they try to make it like I don't want to fight Ellie. Yeah, she murdered everybody in Abby's group or in this group because Joel was killed. Well, good. Well, fucking good. Stop killing my people, I'll stop killing your people. And then they're like, see, Joel, you agree with our messages. You start killing them.
Yeah, it's like just whenever you were getting into a fight, you just start pushing each other back and forth. Keep doing that over and over. It's like, oh, God.
Now, I saw the video of Joel dying, and I immediately said, I didn't see his heart stop. I didn't see like.
Whoa! Let's go back and look at that for a minute there. What did I just read? It gets worse. There's a whole community of immune survivors that predate Ellie's birth, meaning the whole first game is pointless. Wow, if that's true, they legitimately just killed this franchise. Like, there is nothing left. There is nothing left. They destroyed the first game with that one sentence. Wow, how do you fuck up this badly? How is it even possible? Like, I have no idea. These are professionals too.
Back of his head or anything like that, so maybe he's not dead, but you know, there's more proof here that said, you know, conversations later on.
Yeah, talking about Joel didn't plan on dying.
Yeah, you know what? He didn't plan on dying. Well, Joel didn't plan on dying. And Joel is fucking dead. So I really don't know where to go with this discussion other than now I understand why you guys were so fucking pissed off with the leaks and why you supported the leaker, even though that story, number one, may or may not be true about the disgruntled employee.
Yeah.
But it matches up perfectly with what we've heard from Naughty Dog.
Yeah, I do
So
believe that.
might give it more precedence, but it might also make, you know, like a false flag kind of thing more realistic that, oh, people will believe this because there's previous stories. But regardless, the leaks are out there now, and it's like...
It just hurts the whole team, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that that's the decision that they decided to make. So when this game came out and they thought, oh, well, if none of these leaks happened and the game came out, everybody would love our decision.
They would love Joel dying to a golf club from this fucking
pissed.
They would love Ellie fucking being chased down by your character and then dying at the end, and then the end is like, oh, violence.
Does Ellie actually die? I've heard conflicting reports about that. I'm not sure if that's actually the case or not. If I could get verification on that, that would be much appreciated. Joel definitely does die. I've seen footage of that, but Ellie I have not seen footage of.
Then it's implied that Ellie's people will now come after you. Whoa! No! It would be a colossal fucking disaster. Everybody would be fucking pissed as they are now. There would be no difference. With Joel in context. I get the context. I get it.
We all knew Joel was gonna die.
I mean,
that was gonna happen. But
Yeah,
we've heard stories.
I didn't want Joel to die, but you know what? If they kill Joel, maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe there's a way that they could have done it, but you know, it's a circular violence thing where you take control of Abby and he's beat it with a fucking golf club, and then they try to put in all the social agenda stuff. I can't do this.
Nope.
Like, it's like every one of our franchises more recently is being destroyed and ruined by this kind of thing.
Alex Kurtzman probably wrote this, or was J.J. Abrams, or like who the fuck did this one?
Yeah.
David Benioff write this one too? Like, who gives a shit? Like, they just
My dad tells me I like to learn the hard way. Okay, so you guys just finally understanding. Got the fucking Star Wars, we got the fucking Star Trek, we got the fucking we got now fucking Game of Thrones, and then we got fucking Last of Us, Picard, and I don't want it. I don't want it.
You're gonna get it.
No.
I don't think anyone does, Joe. I don't think anyone does.
Do you think maybe there's a Hail Mary pass and the Naughty Dog's like, oh fuck, all right, let's create a new cinematic where at the end Joel is like gets up.
No.
Right? No.
That's not the problem I have with the spoiler, though.
And then Ellie. Well, what's the problem that you have?
Half the game is you playing a character that I don't know about that kills one of my favorite characters.
Yes, that is the big one. Okay,
we thought Joel was going to die. We didn't want Joel to die. We love Joel,
he dies,
but we're like, look, this is how you have impact. You have one of these characters die. You give Ellie some purpose. And you're like, oh, by the way, you're not going to play Ellie. You're going to play this character that killed your favorite character.
Who?
Abby.
No.
Yeah. A character that feels more like
No.
Hey, but they did it in Halo. Remember when they did it in Halo and you got to play?
Everybody hated that shit in Halo 2, and he didn't fucking kill.
I know.
Master Chief. So stupid. So fucking stupid. The wrong decision, and it's gonna go down in history as a colossal disaster and a dumb ass decision. You're right about Joel. I think we all needed to understand that Joel was going to die and that Joel was there to help facilitate Ellie. But why is that wasted? All the first game feels completely wasted. Oh,
yep.
Terminator, we can add that.
This straight up retroactively ruins the first game. I think that is one of the important points that a lot of people are missing out on right now, is that, like, you're not going to have the first game after this. Like, this is a part 2. This is meant to be a continuation of the story. You're always going to have this in your mind when going back to the first game. Like, every time you attack that random scientist, you're going to be thinking about Abby. Like, assuming you actually play The Last of Us, which I imagine most people don't, but
into the fucking list of fucking shit that got ruined. I put it out of my mind because of that. It's a great movie.
No.
Because it's action. And then when you think about it, you're like, God damn it, I got fucking tricked again. I'm sick of getting tricked. I'm fucking sick of it.
Predator was that way too?
No, Predators were, initially they were really bad. But I mean, they've been average.
The last Predator movie?
The
last Predator movie?
I put that out of my mind too. I was thinking Adrian Brody.
I like the Adrian Brody movie. It was
it's average at best. But no, you're talking about the
they get the autism.
the autism serum Predator.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All of our favorite things are being fucking ruined.
unless you're a Nintendo fan, still going strong, bros. All right.
I would, with my money, not fucking play it. I would not buy it.
But I think that because we're the Angry Joe Show, we need to buy it.
Yes.
Because
You don't think they'll send us a review copy now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we are so banned by Naughty Dog. But here's the thing. Whatever. We're banned by everybody anyway.
Naughty Dog, like, are they really gonna ban people for like shitting on their game? Like, unless you dick ride them, they're gonna ban you. Like, they've been doing this with game journalists for years. This is how game journalism works. You know, like they don't give you the privileges to cover their games ahead of time if you don't suck their dick. So they have to praise them. Game journalists have to praise them no matter what. This is probably one of the root causes of the corruption in game journalism. I wonder if in this era when literally a jackass sitting in his house, me, can review games better than actual industry professionals, like, how sustainable is it going to be? Like, I do feel as if the big reason why the Nintendo Switch is as popular as it is because the gaming media doesn't have the influence it once had to damage control it. Like, they can't tell people to, like, not buy Zelda, Mario, Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem, Splatoon, ARMS. Like, they try desperately, but they just can't do it anymore. And now we're seeing the industry trying to crack down on the leaks, trying to crash down on the Angry Joe Show and other YouTubers, and trying to really damage control the situation. And they can't do it. The information is already out there. People are already pissed. We are entering. I've been saying this all the time for a long time now, but Gamergate won, okay? By simply acknowledging to the public, by revealing to the public that game journalism is corrupt, people don't trust it. And as a result, it's every passing year, you begin to notice more and more examples of this nonsense. You know, the censorship, the review boot camps from Konami, the weird double standards. It's impossible to ignore, and we're reaching that point where game journalists aren't going to have any influence at all. And I for one cannot wait for that day to happen.
Telling the fucking truth. And then when we give a positive rating, then everything's okay. But then when we get a negative rating, nobody wants to talk to us. Anyway, so you know, just that maybe there's a small chance that it's done well. No chance at all.
I have zero. I have zero. I am 100% sure that Naughty Dog fucked this up. Like, people are angry for a good reason.
Too many issues with, other than half the game is a game I don't want to play.
Yeah. No. Half a game is a game that I don't want to play. I don't give a shit about your new characters so as long as, so as long as they're supporting characters, they're in addition or whatever. And then I don't want to play a unsatisfactory ending. The endings of games piss me off so much that they're like, you can completely ruin an experience.
And I believe this is going to be one of them. You like kill Ellie? You're like, what?
Well, there's no confirmation that Ellie is dead. Just to make sure that there are a lot of rumors, but there is no confirmation that Ellie is dead.
Here's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do a little scene where Ellie's still alive. Her finger will twitch or something at the end, and she's still alive. And it's implied that now Abby is being hunted down by Ellie's friends, and Ellie's dead, but maybe she's not. I don't know, man. I wanted this to be about, I don't know, fucking cure, more creatures, more of the apocalypse.
I love how nobody's talking about the zombies or the apocalypse when it comes to this review. Nobody cares.
Story, and we've seen it a ton.
We gotta have more lesbians, man.
And I didn't want to have to fucking play, 50% or more of a game that's gonna piss me the fuck off. And, so now that I know, if I have to play it, but I understand now, guys, if you do not want to play something like this.
I was going to buy it, and now I'm not.
Oof.
You could just play our copy.
Yeah.
That's just 2 sales right there. Wow.
Mooch.
Death of 1,000 cuts.
You're buying a copy. Don't joke. Don't let him want to come. No, we could. No. All right. We're just
going to go around in circles. Do you think that that this is all bullshit and there maybe is they made these scenes up and it's completely different, guys? You haven't even played the game.
There's your
You
wishful
haven't
thinking
even
again.
played the
Your
game.
wishful thinking.
No, Naughty Dog came out with a response yesterday saying like how heartbroken they were. They weren't denying any of them. They're just saying, look, context matters, because they're the ones that say, look, once you play the game, you'll understand. You're cherry picking certain details and phrasing them in a way that makes them sound worse than they are, which is probably true, right?
Yeah.
Like this was if it was done by a disgruntled person, they probably want to make them look as bad as possible. And even in these things, if they were in the best possible light, I still don't want to play.
No.
It's that bad. Yeah, it really is that bad.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
So they subverted your expectations. We were expecting something good, and now we get something bad.
And I do want to talk about this. There were a few people who was like, well, if you know, how could you give Resident Evil 2 a high rating for being a remake and then give Final Fantasy, people that are pissed off that Final Fantasy changed, how could you give Final Fantasy a high rating when it completely fucks with the story and the characters at the end? It's like, well, look, I don't have that context. Like, I didn't play the original. The story that's there now was satisfying to me. I didn't have the context of the original. And I think in an age of remakes,
The age of remakes. He literally, Angry Joe agrees with me. This is an age of remakes. Okay, Angry Joe supports the Harman Smith show. Unbelievable.
It's okay to do something interesting and unique with a remake, and I think that this one does something interesting and unique. Now, that's separate. I don't know why I'm conflating those two, because actually, Last of Us 2 is not a remake. It is a fucking sequel, and just a bad fucking sequel. It reminds me of one of my favorite films, American Psycho with Christian Bale. Is fucking awesome. If you haven't seen it, by the way.
Don't you mention that one.
I'm gonna mention it, Joe.
I saw
There
it.
is a motherfucking sequel to American Psycho. It's American Psycho 2 with Mila Kunis or something, and it is literally, you like that character? He's really awesome, and you spent the whole movie with, well, I don't know. No, fuck that movie. They fucking kill him. And then the rest of the fucking film, you follow Mila around, and she is the stupidest, shittiest, fucking worst actor. Terrible movie all around. And it was like this bait and switch kind of thing. And they had that same kind of message. Oh, look at it. Killers get what killers get.
Oh, no.
Murder and violence solves nothing. It's like, yeah, I get it, but you just made shit. You made dog shit. It shouldn't exist, and that hurts the original. Now, to me, American Psycho 2 does not exist. I just had to bring
I completely forgot about it until you mentioned it. Thanks a lot.
So, is that going to be a situation like, oh my God, my hair is
crazy.
out of control?
Hey, Indiana Jones was cool. There was I didn't see the fourth one, but I hear we're getting another
Crystal
one.
Skull?
We're also
Yeah.
getting another Matrix movie. Remember how those got better and better? All of these real fun sequels are coming.
It's going to be awesome, guys.
Oh,
Guys,
yes.
I don't know if you know this, but barbers are closed in my area.
Oh,
I saw
there's a lot-
comments in Final Fantasy like, oh my God, Joe, look at your hair, you're an idiot. I was like, dude, I'm in lockdown. I don't know about you. What state are you in, man? Can I come over there and get a haircut?
Everyone's getting that bowl haircut.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I know.
Yeah, that's good enough. So it's nice to get a more a perspective from a fan, an Angry Joe perspective on this. Someone who actually liked the original game. It's kind of interesting. We're completely polar opposites. I personally despise the game more than anything. I was not impressed with the original at all. I hold it in a very, very low regard. I think it's one of the worst things, one of the worst games of the past decade, right up there with Undertale and what else is as bad as The Last of Us? What is as bad as The Last of Us? I don't think there's anything nearly that terrible. Nothing's coming to mind. This is the last. This is the last relic of the past decade. I think. I think most things, Mass Effect. Most of these other things have gone the way of the wayside and aren't really being talked about. I feel as if this is going to be the end of The Last of Us and Naughty Dog, which is going to be a good thing for the industry at large. I'm really, really sick of game journalists propping up Naughty Dog as being one of the strongest developers in the industry when they've never produced a single great video game. Their best game, Jak and Daxter, isn't great. It's a clone of Banjo-Kazooie. I am expecting to see Naughty Dog make excuses. There's going to be the drama isn't going to stop. It's going to launch next month. It's going to be wildly reviled. People are going to riot against it. It might even make local news stations because of how angry people are going to be. Like, there's going to be lots of mass returns. Nobody's going to be praising this game to the extent they were with the original. It's going to kill Naughty Dog's credibility, I think. And hopefully this will be the last feminist frequency influenced game in the industry. I can't think of anything else that Anita Sarkeesian has outright influenced. This is like Neil Druckmann is the only industry person I can think of who's actively like praised Anita's work, and it's showing in the end result here. Unbelievable. Western video games are dead. BioWare is gone. They're on the way out. Naughty Dog's gonna follow suit. Who's gonna replace them? Like, what are they gonna do? Like, they can't keep making every single new IP they have be about like protecting a kid. You know what I mean? Like, they can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Especially after this situation. Like, is God of War 2 gonna be about like Kratos losing to a woman? Like, that's how I expect God of War to end. That's my expectation. I'm not optimistic that this situation is just going to get worse. I imagine there's some finer details we don't know about that makes the situation look even worse. This is just the really big plot elements that are just going to really piss people off. I imagine there's more political talk. I imagine the game is going to blame Trump for the way the zombies were handled. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of nonsense going on in the game that won't be obvious until we actually play it. So until then, I'm signing off. I Harman Smith will be watching this release with bated breath to see just where it goes from here. So stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my books. Check out my other videos, my live streams, play Nintendo, and I'll see you all next time.